What KPIs should I track as a solo consultant? There's a lot of things you should track just like you should in any business. The first one's going to be your call booking rate. The reason you want to track that is because it tells you how good your outreach is. If you're not booking any calls, then you need to take a step back and you need to say, okay, how am I initially reaching out to these people? Because that's clearly not working to some degree. Are they responding to me? If yes, why are they not booking a call? So you can see that's why it's important to check. But then also your proposal win ratio. So if you get these people on a call, but ultimately they don't buy, why don't they buy? You need to understand that. Is it your phrasing? Are you jumping in too soon and trying to push all of this value onto them and, take on the call instead of just sitting there and listening and trying to understand their problem and then finally leading to some form of value? It helps you understand that. And one of the easiest ways to understand your calls now is to obviously have an AI assistant. So you can use MeetGeek, Fireflies, Fathom. Any of those three are really good and they'll help you understand the weight of who's talking, what things were discussed, and you can find out where you're going wrong on your sales calls. Then another good thing to track is the delivery time. So again, it depends on the type of consulting you're doing. If you're on a 6-month project, you really don't need to be tracking your delivery time because that will be tracked with the end client in one of their systems and you just fill out a time card for like 8 hours a day. But if you have multiple clients and you're doing fractional work or something like that, of course you want to keep track of how much work a task takes you for a specific client because you want to see where you're losing the most of your time and is there anything you can do to optimize that to get back more time so that you can potentially take on other clients and things like that. And then finally, last but not least, is the client's return on investment. You want to track that. So were there any failures that you had? Why didn't the client get the thing that you told them they were going to get? I doubt that would happen if you've scoped the project correctly, but if it does happen, you need to make sure that you're tracking it. It's also super important because if you wanted to use that kind of data for future projects to offer them value-based pricing, it's a really good thing to have. For instance, if you go in and you automate a sales team, you'll find out all the metrics behind that, how much time they saved, how much money they saved, how much money they made on their previous clients and things like that. You could store all those metrics. And then when you're doing a proposal for a new client, you would have all of those metrics to attach to the value of whatever the project is worth to them. So if you saved the previous company £100,000 and you made them $900,000 just on one sale, you can see how that's $1 million value to the client, in which case the value-based pricing you attach to that is going to be super high, usually 20%. So what's 20% of $1 million? It's like 200,000. So you can see how using something like value-based pricing can get you a lot more money compared to just doing something where you have a fixed base price that doesn't show the value to them and just says, cool, I'll get this done in a week and I'll charge far less. ROI is probably one of the most important things that you can track, along with obviously your call booking rate, because the one defines how many people you're actually getting in front of, and the other one defines what kind of value you have in terms of tangible data to share with people the next time you get them on a call.